Meet Elias. He is a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble. Today, Elias feels like he is running on empty while sitting perfectly still at his cluttered desk. The fluorescent lights hum above him, mocking the silence of his stagnant creativity. He stares at a blinking cursor that hasn't moved in hours, feeling the weight of 1,000 deadlines pressing against his shoulders. This room, filled with half-empty coffee cups and tangled cables, has become his prison. He believes that more work is the only way to succeed, yet the harder he works, the further success seems to drift away.
His eyes are bloodshot, and his posture is slumped, reflecting the exhaustion of a mind that hasn't seen the sun in days. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, rubs his temples as a dull ache begins to throb behind his eyes. He tries to force another sentence, but his brain feels like it is shrouded in a thick, gray fog that won't lift. He realizes that his physical stagnation has mirrored his professional life. He is stuck in place. The walls of his home office seem to be closing in, echoing his internal frustration. He wonders if this is all there is to his career, just a slow decline into burnout and irrelevance.
Suddenly, a memory of an old mentor's advice flashes through his mind. If your mind is stuck, move your body. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, looks down at a pair of dusty running shoes hidden under his desk. The conflict is immediate. His ego tells him he has no time for frivolous exercise, but his body is screaming for a change. He stands up, his joints popping with a sound that startles the quiet room. With a sudden burst of desperate energy, he grabs the shoes. It is a small rebellion against the fatigue that has ruled his life for the past year. The first morning out in the park is not a cinematic triumph. It is a struggle for every breath. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, finds himself jogging slowly through a misty suburban park. Every step feels heavy, and the cold air bites at his lungs, making him question his decision immediately. His glasses fog up, and his legs burn with the unfamiliar effort of movement. Yet, as he passes the first-mile marker, something small begins to shift. The rhythm of his feet hitting the pavement starts to drown out the chaotic noise of his anxieties. By the second week, the initial excitement has worn off, replaced by a deep, aching fatigue that tests his resolve. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, leans against a park bench, panting and looking exhausted. He looks at his reflection in a puddle and sees the same tired man, wondering if this effort is truly worth the sweat. The plateau has hit him hard, and the temptation to return to his sedentary comfort is stronger than ever. Success feels even further away now that he's physically drained on top of his mental stress. He is at a crossroads where most people choose to quit. But Elias pushes through the barrier, and on the 15th day, the runner's high finally arrives like a bolt of lightning. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, is now running with a determined expression as the sun rises over the horizon. The fog in his mind isn't just lifting, it's being burned away by the heat of his exertion. Ideas begin to flow unbidden, solutions to problems he's struggled with for months suddenly appearing with startling clarity. His breath is no longer a gasp, but a powerful, steady rhythm that fuels his momentum. He feels a sense of power he hasn't felt since childhood. This newfound energy doesn't stay in the park. It follows him back to his desk, transforming his work environment. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, is now standing at his desk with improved posture, looking intensely focused. He has replaced his clutter with organized notes and a single vibrant plant. The hours that used to crawl by now fly as he enters a state of deep flow that he never thought possible. His colleagues notice a change in his voice during calls. He sounds sharper, more confident, and ready to lead. Exercise has become the anchor that keeps his professional life steady. The climax of his journey arrives when he is called to present the project that once felt impossible to finish. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy, dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, stands in a bright, modern office in front of a group of executives. He isn't nervous. His body is calm because it's used to the stress of the run. He presents his ideas with a vigor and clarity that captivates the room, drawing connections that his previous, tired self never could have seen. As he points to the rising growth charts on the screen, he realizes he isn't just presenting a project, he's presenting his new self. The presentation is a resounding success, leading to a promotion that seemed like a distant dream only months ago. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy, dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, is seen laughing and high-fiving colleagues in a modern, glass-walled hallway. The physical vitality he gained from his morning runs has translated into a magnetic professional presence. He no longer sees exercise as a chore to be checked off, but as the fundamental source of his competitive advantage. He realizes that success wasn't about working more hours, but about bringing a more capable version of himself to those hours. Months later, the routine has become a lifestyle, and the cluttered, dark office is a thing of the past. Elias, a man in his late 20s with short, messy, dark hair, thick-rimmed glasses, and a slight stubble, sits in a sunlit park, looking serene and healthy. He looks at his hands. They no longer shake from too much caffeine and too little sleep. He has found a balance that once seemed mythical. The success he sought didn't come from a laptop screen. It came from the discipline of moving his body through the world. He is finally the master of his own time and energy. The moral of Elias's story is simple. Your body is the engine of your mind. If you want to achieve greatness in your career, your relationships, or your creative pursuits, you must first take care of the vessel that carries you. Success is not a destination you reach by sitting still. It is a journey you run, walk, and sweat through every single day. When you move your body, you unlock cognitive functions and emotional resilience that are otherwise dormant. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as the world opens up to the new, energized version of you. Your success is waiting just past the next mile. Now it is your turn to take the first step and ignite your own engine of success. If Elias's journey inspired you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more stories on how to optimize your life. Tell us in the comments, what is the one physical activity that helps you clear your mind? Join our community of high performers who understand that a healthy body is the foundation of a wealthy life. Thank you for watching, and remember, your greatest breakthrough is just one workout away. We will see you in the next video, moving forward together. Like and subscribe, Nouri's Level Up channel.